Well, viewers, joining me on the phone is Mr. Sidi Sanneh, Gambian economist and one-time diplomat. Good evening, Mr. Sanneh. It's a pleasure to have you in the studio. His Excellency, you have been a very keen follower of the Janneh Commission since its inception in 2017. What is your analysis of the report that has been presented today, and what is your expectation of it?
Well, first and foremost, I would like to welcome the report. It is finally out, but after 2 years. I've also been able to go through the presentation by both the chairman of the commission, Mr. Surahata Janneh, and also the Minister of Justice, Batambedu's presentation. They are very much welcome. It is a long-awaited outcome of the Commission's work. Now, the task before us is for government to go through the report and to advise the President, and also to advise on both the content of the report and the recommendations of the report. We welcome it very much. Saying after that, the only other issue I have is, concern I have is the duration, the time that it is going to take for the government to advise the President on what to do. My understanding is that it is going to take 6 months, at least a maximum of 6 months, before advice can be presented to the President for him to take action. How long the action is going to take, that's also in doubt. I don't know exactly how long it will take. Given the amount of resources involved, which is a very substantial sum, the sooner we reach a decision and to implement the recommendations of the Commission, the better for the country.
Yes, but the President in his speech today promised the Gambian population that his administration will actually implement all the recommendations by the Commission. How can the government bring the fraudulence to the book?
Well, the sooner they arrive at a conclusion, the better for us. As I said earlier, that I welcome the statement by the President, that he is going to wait for his advisors to advise him appropriately. I hope it is done sooner rather than later.
But what do you think are some of the ways in which the government will use to bring the fraudulence?
How the government can I can't hear that last portion.
What are some of the ways that you think the government will use, some of the options that the government will put in place to bring the people that committed the fraud to justice?
Well, I think that is, we have seen we have all witnessed, it was an open forum. Most of us have listened to a good part of the testimony. So there is really nothing new as far as, or anything that is not known. So we know all of it. The testimonies were delivered in public, so we know exactly what transpired. So it should be relatively easy for individual Gambians to make up their minds, but we have to wait for the recommendations to come out. It is only at that time that we will be able to also add our voice to what we think ought to be done. One thing is certain: those people who have made their presentation before the Commission, some of them have admitted their wrongdoings. One thing that is of big problems to us is that most of those are still there. Those culprits are still there, who have pilfered the government resources are still in place. Some of them are in very high places, very influential places, where they can continue to do the damage. And I think this message actually should go to the president. I hope he is being very attentive. The Gambians are not very happy with that. Yeah, we thought that those culprits should have been put on hold, sent on leave until we can sort this thing out. But unfortunately, they are all there and continue to do the work.
Are you optimistic that the Gambia will actually recover the alleged money stolen from the Gambian coffers?
Well, it is going to be very difficult to recover. The longer the monies have been pilfered, the more difficult it will get. This is not an issue that lasted only for a few years. It's 22 years. Some of the fixed assets are easy to recover. And I understand also that the Commission has been doing some of that while concurrently receiving testimony from witnesses. So those fixed assets will be okay. The fungible assets, some of them would have dissipated by now anyway. So those will be very difficult. But we will try as much as possible to help them out. There's also an international effort, by the way. 2 days ago, another international investigative team of journalists have been able to identify $1 billion worth of Gambian resources that were pilfered by Janneh. So it is an international effort also is going along with the local effort. And we hope that at some point there is going to be some convergence between the two to work together to try and see how much money we can be able to extract from those who were responsible for the pilferage.
Thank you very much, His Excellency. It was a pleasure having you on our edition tonight. Viewers, that was Sidi Sanneh, an economist and a one-time Gambian diplomat, currently in Washington, United States.